Let's be honest, life is busy between work, kids, and everything in between. That's why I love a good shortcut. Today I'm sharing meals that keep things simple and quick. Less time in the kitchen means more time for what really matters. For our first recipe's shortcut, we are using the Knorr brand Spanish rice. You can cook this on the stovetop or in the microwave. This is such a great ingredient to add so much flavor to a meal, especially when you're on a budget. So we just cooked this on the stovetop for about 7 minutes. While that is cooking, I have 1 pound of ground beef that we are just going to cook halfway through and then add in about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of onions, honestly, however much you would like to put in. That is going to cook down in the grease of the hamburger meat. And then I had 1 can of rinsed and drained black beans. For our seasonings, I'm keeping it very basic with just a taco seasoning that I kind of measured with my heart, and then added in 1 can of mild Rotel. If you want more spice to this, you could definitely add a hot Rotel. And I've even seen that they have a ghost pepper Rotel, I think it was. Whatever the step up from the hot. I really wanted to try that. When the Spanish rice is done, I just added in about 3 scoops. I definitely could have added in the whole thing, but my daughter, I wasn't sure if she was gonna eat some. Anyway, we definitely had some left over. I just covered this with a layer of shredded cheese. Our oven is preheated to 375 and I cooked mine down for about 10 to 15 minutes. I could have gone a little bit longer for the black beans, but all these ingredients are already cooked, so it turned out perfectly fine. That cheese is nice and melted. This had so much flavor. It definitely had enough for leftovers. For some more flavor, you could top it with sour cream or serve it with avocado slices. So our next recipe is a take on chicken parmesan. Do not come for me with this one. We're using those boneless chicken bites and 2 cans of biscuits. Now I think I shouldn't have used the butter biscuits. I didn't realize that's what I picked up. So I just cut these into forks and we are going to be adding them into a bowl to where we just put all of our ingredients right into this bowl. So on top of our biscuits, we had about 1 pound or so of chicken bites. These chicken bites were actually kind of big. I was thinking they were going to be more popcorn shrimp style. They were not. For our cheese, I have 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. For our marinara, I'm using 1 can of the classic family marinara. This isn't my typical marinara sauce that I buy, but it was on sale, so we picked it up. Make sure you add a little bit of water to it so you get all of the marinara out. For our seasonings, I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. I promise it doesn't make it too spicy. It just gives it a little bit of an extra flavor. Once this is mixed all together, we are going to put it in our baking dish. Our oven is preset to 375 and we are going to cook this for about 35 to 40 minutes. Now, is this recipe my favorite? No. When it comes to this video, no. I liked it and I wanted to share it with you guys because it is definitely easy to put together and it has a lot of the ingredients my family likes, but for me, it was a little bit lacking and I'm not really sure what it was. Now, I definitely do want you guys to try this recipe out for yourself so you can form your own opinions about it. Now for the recipe that I have been craving since the last time I've made it, and it has been a while since I've made it. We are going to be using the crock pot for this one, and you will need 1 bag of Frito scoops, 2 cans of the Bush's chili, and 1/2 of a white or yellow or purple, whatever type of onion you would like to use. Did y'all like that trick? I just did. Into the bottom of our crock pot, we're going to pour in 1/2 of a bag of the Frito scoops. Last time I made this recipe, I did use a plastic liner on the bottom, and I think that helped a little bit because this time it did get dried out just a tad. Not too bad. For our onions, I used about 1/2 of a cup, and then we are going to just dollop 3 tablespoons of sour cream. Now, trust me, I don't like sour cream either, but it makes this recipe so good. Pour on just a little bit of the Louisiana hot sauce because the last time I made this recipe, I had 1 can of the Louisiana Bush's beans and I cannot find that anymore. So I wanted to add a little bit of flavor to it. We did cook this on high for 2 hours, and see what I mean by a little bit dried out. Last time I made this with the plastic in there, I didn't have that issue, but it was okay. It still was full of flavor and so good, and definitely fixed my craving. Now this recipe is really good the next day. The Fritos did get a little soggy, but they are not too bad. Okay guys, y'all are in for a very much honest behind the scenes of making these videos with this recipe. Our shortcut ingredient is the frozen meatballs. So you're gonna need 16 ounces of uncooked pasta, 2 cups of water, and 1 cup of milk, and your favorite pasta sauce. I used a vodka sauce this time. Now I realize that this pan is not big enough, so we are gonna have to move it into another dish, and I will let y'all listen to all the behind the scenes.
Say that. Do it, Dad. Do it. Mom.
What?
Is that for you too?
It's for everybody.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God.
No, hold on. It's gonna splash.
Help.
Oh, it is so hard.
Ah.
Why did it get so hard? Oh.
Oh, gosh.
I don't want that kind. I don't want that. I don't want some of my sauce. I don't want any sauce with mine.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Is this for just YouTube, Mom? Mom. What? Is this just for YouTube, Mom? Meatloaf. Huh? I don't like meatloaf. Mom.
Yeah.
I don't want.
So yeah, that's the honest behind the scenes of sometimes making these recipes. It's I promise that it turns out a whole lot better than what it looks like at this point. So we are going to add on 1 pound of frozen meatballs, and I have a little helper for this part. Now for our seasonings, I added some onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and crushed red pepper flakes. Our oven is preheated to 425, and we are going to cover this. Now this recipe, out of all the recipes from this video, does take the longest to cook, so just be aware of that. It did take 45 minutes to cook covered. My daughter actually ate this, which I was very surprised because she usually doesn't eat noodles with marinara sauce, but she really liked it. It is very hot coming out of the oven, so please be aware of that. We are going to put on our cheese and cook it for another 5 to 10 minutes. Now, I think I cooked mine just a little bit too long because it did get a little dry, but it wasn't bad at all.
That's a lot of cheese.
Now, did I add too much cheese? I don't even think that's possible, but this was so good. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you need some more recipe ideas, check out these videos here.
This is the